Hey guys, long time no see. Today is day one of Bookmas. I am so excited to have Bookmas started, and hopefully this will kind of get me back in the recording routine. Really quickly, my Bookmas is going to be 12 videos that are going to go up between December 1st and December 23rd. It is going to be every other day, and every video is going to be less than 10 minutes. As a side note, I do work full time, I do have a family, and I have obligations after I work my full-time job and have a family, so hopefully I can do this. Let's just go ahead and jump into it. So for Bookmas day one, we're gonna be doing my December TBR because it is November 30th. It is 6:57 p.m. I look a little ratchet. I'm very, very sorry. But December TBR. I have in front of me 9 books. They are physical books that I have on my bookshelf that I had wanted to read this year and just never got around to it. So I'm hoping that I'll be able to do that now. I also have some books on my Kindle that are kind of, if I get into a slump or I just feel like some dark romance, because that is my genre of choice. So if I feel like kind of refreshing my palate, I'm going to jump to some dark romances on my Kindle, and then we'll come back and hopefully pick up my physical books. So now that we are 3 minutes into this video, let's go ahead and start talking about the books. And I'm just going to pick them up. They're in absolutely no particular order. It's just the way that I brought them from my bookshelf to my floor. So the first book is The Spell Shop. I had every intention of trying to read this in like the October-November timeframe because I felt like this is a cozy little romance, I guess, and I just never picked it up. I have no idea what this is. I believe there's a slight little romance in it because on the front it says it takes a village to open a heart and just one man to steal it. So I want to read The Spell Shop. I also just recently picked up Throne of Secrets from Barnes & Noble. This is the exclusive. It is the blue sprayed edges. So this book is going to follow the Prince of Sin, which is gluttony. And on the back, it says that Gabriel Axon, who is Prince of Gluttony, is the self-proclaimed rake of rakes. He's always lived for indulgence, but when an adventure takes a deadly turn, Axon must turn to the only one who might help save his court, a journalist he has spent a decade avoiding. Because the Prince of Gluttony is a rake, I know it's going to be very smutty. This also on the back says that it has dragons, so that's always a plus. So I'll be reading Throne of Secrets. And then speaking of dragons, I also am going to be reading I'm Afraid You've Got Dragons by Peter S. Beagle. I randomly picked this up at one of the sales that Barnes & Noble had. It is a very, very small, quick book. So this is kind of going to be something I'll be able to throw in between some other heavier type books potentially, because this is going to be a really, really fast read. I don't think it's going to be very difficult at all to get through this book, and I know absolutely nothing about it. So I'll be reading I'm Afraid You've Got Dragons. Excited for this book. I also have picked up a book that's on the interconnected standalone for the, I am so bad right now, I cannot remember literally a thing. Say You Swear. So this is going to be another book in that series. The series is called The Boys of Avix, and this is going to be book 3. There's gonna be fake dating. It is following a sports type romance, and I'm excited. So hopefully this will be really good. I also have book 3 of Love Arranged. This is the Lakefront Billionaire series. This is another interconnected standalone. The problem that I have though with this series and with Lauren Asher's writing is when it comes to romance, I don't feel like 400 plus pages is needed. To me, that is too many pages for a typical romance. And her books have routinely pushed like 500 pages. This book is 536 pages. So yeah, I was looking forward to this book though, because this is following Lorenzo, and I think this is also another fake relationship type story. I'm really, really hoping I'm going to enjoy this. Like I said, romance books that are over 400 pages are unnecessary in my perspective. And for these books, there tends to be a romance side, and then there's always at the end, it seems like, another thing that comes up that they have to solve that's unnecessary in my perspective. And I'm afraid this is going to follow the same kind of plot line and storyline, but we will see. I will be reading Love Arranged in December. I am very excited for this next book, but I have a feeling I'm going to have to take some time to try to remember the previous book before I dive into this one. But that's okay, because I liked the first book just fine, and it's gonna be Brimstone. So I read Quicksilver, I think in late 2024, potentially, or early 2025. I really don't remember when I read book 1. So it has been several months since I read that story. So I'm probably going to have to do a recap of Quicksilver before I dive into this one. I don't really want to reread Quicksilver. I'm probably just going to find some YouTube videos to refresh my memory. But I am very excited to read this. I also have this book on Audible. I used one of my credits to have it on Audible, so that way I can listen and read and have that immersive reading, because that's what I absolutely love to have. And I'm really, really, really excited to get into book 2. This is going to be very high on my list of books I'm going to want to read first in the month of December, so I'm excited. Also have another really, 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 really quick read. This is Spectacular. This is the novella after the Caraval trilogy. I bought this last year for Christmas. This was one of their Christmas specials that came out in December of 2024. I never read it, so I am going to read it now. I am excited to see all of the characters from the Caraval series in this little Christmas novella, and it's perfect to read during December. So, Spectacular will be read this month. I also have Lost in a Book. This is going to be another really, really quick read. I got this for my birthday, probably in 2021 or 2020. I've had this for a lot of years just sitting on my bookshelf, and I need to read it. This is a Beauty and the Beast kind of spin-off, I think. I really don't know anything about this book, but I wanted to read it. It's going to be a really quick read. It's only a little over 300 pages. It's a middle grade, and I'm going to be knocking this out in the month of December. And then the last book I'm going to be reading is Your Blood, My Bones. I'm assuming it's going to have a little bit of a romance mixed into it. This is a young adult fantasy, I believe, so it's not going to be very spicy, which is perfectly fine, but I'm going to be reading this, and I'm really excited. So that is all of the physical books that I have on my planned December TBR. Some of the other books that I do have on Kindle that I want to really quickly talk about, just as a little palette cleanser, if needed. I do have Heavy, which is a dark taboo romance, and that is by M.L. Burns, I believe. I have Heartless Beloved, which is book 2 of the North Shore Stories series. I also have Speak by Ruby M. Darling. And then I also have Mercy, which is by Sarah Kate. This is the Salacious Players Club. I think this is the last book of that series. I have Can You Take It, which is the last book of the Infatuated Fae series I have downloaded. I also have Phantasma, which is book 1 of that series. Those are all my potential books that I could be reading on Kindle if I decide I don't want to, I'm just not in the mood to read the books that I have physically. So that is going to be it for this day 1 Bookmas video. I'm really hoping I was able to get this down to 10 minutes or less. I'm going to be doing a lot of editing because right now I'm at 25 minutes. So I'm hoping I can cut it down to 10 because it would really suck to have my first video of Bookmas where I say all my videos are going to be less than 10 minutes to have day 1 be more than 10 minutes. So with that is going to be it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and I look forward to seeing you in my future Bookmas video. Bye!